Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Today, with us for a special edition of our podcast, Sport4Life Rugby Mania, is the new head coach of a Romanian team, David Gérard. Hello, Mr. David.
Hello, hi everyone.
Nice to see you, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with us, of course, our co-host, Paul Athes. Hello, Paul.
Hello to everybody. I wish you as well a Merry Christmas. And before starting the conversation, I would like to congratulate Mr. Gérard for a fantastic achievement this year in the Rugby World Cup, together with Portugal.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I think Portugal. Also, I want to present my my congratulations to you, Mr. David, for the job that you do with Portugal, and also to sign with us with our national team. So we are very happy to hear when we hear the news that you will be our new head coach. So congratulations for that. And I want to send to let you to send a message to our people that are watching us for the holidays. So then we will start the conversation.
No problem. No, it's a big honor for me to be the national coach. It was not so easy to take the decision because with what's happened the last few years, I know I need a lot of courage and a lot of faith for doing this.
Mr. David, excuse me.
Yes.
I think you have some problem with your microphone. It's I don't hear you very well. It's interrupting very often. It's
Oh, bizarre.
Yes. It's I really don't understand what you are.
Do you prefer me to connect with my phone?
Yes, I think it's better with your phone, Mr. David. Please, if you can do that, because the sound is not so good.
I come on my phone.
Okay. See you in 2 minutes, no problem.
Wow.
It's good now, Mr. Gérard. Do you hear us?
Yeah, I'm okay. And you?
Now it's better, yes. Because the sound, the sound, it was very bad. I cannot understand nothing. What you say?
It's quite bizarre.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
so my friend will cut this part that we have this problem. It's still recording, so maybe Mr. Gérard, if you want to continue the answer that I ask you, if you want.
Yeah. Stop again. Yeah. No, firstly, it's an honor for me to be the next Romanian national coach. It's a huge experience after a great World Cup, like second coach with Portugal. For me, it's not an achievement, because for me, an achievement got to be to qualify the national team for the next World Cup in Australia. But it got to be one step more in my career, and I wanted to do something different, and not resigning in France for French coach is doing things different, and it's quite fresh. And I just can't wait to start with the boys in the 15th of January.
Also for us, it was like I say, a great news when we hear that, because we enjoyed the Portugal performance. It's not easy to beat Fiji. We see what Fiji do at this World Cup. Also, you make a draw with Georgia. Like, Georgia is considered a very big team. Like, they need to do the next step in tier 1. So you do a great job with Portugal, and for us it was like a big news when we hear that you will sign with our national team. So thank you for that, and I hope and wish for you to have great results and to make us proud again of our national team. I don't say we are not proud, but we are a little bit disappointed about the last performance at the World Cup, because if you see we didn't do so good. But before we go to speak about our national team, I want to ask you, because I know you won 2 times the Heineken Cup with Stade Lausanne, 2003, 2005, and I want to speak a little bit about that, because you have a pedigree to be a champion. You know how to win. You know how to do the job to do it to the end, and also to be a champion. So tell me about a little bit of this experience, what it meant for you.
Playing for Toulouse, for a French guy, is always exceptional, because Toulouse is like a winning machine. And you learn a lot when you arrive on this team, because all the players around you and the staff make you better week after week. And it was a great experience for me, because I was lucky, because in 2001, when I arrived, I won the French champion title after 2 times European Cup. I lost a few at the same time, but anyway, it was a great experience. And you know, for French, the major title is not the European Cup; it is the French Championship, and it's my best souvenir.
I think Top 14 is not one of the best, but the one, the biggest championship in the world. I have the opportunity to see often the matches on Canal Plus, and I see what players are in this championship. What a game! I see it's something amazing. It's another level, and every year I see improving the game more and more. So I think will be very, very hard for another championship to like only to be next to Top 14, because it's very, very difficult to make how say to be next to Top 14. It's very difficult. It's a great championship.
Yeah, it's a big championship. Only in Europe, the only championship in rugby was at the same level to the top 14 at one moment. Sometimes better. It was the Premiership in England.
Yeah.
But with what's happened during last few years, the clubs in England, 1 year they play well, 1 year not so much. A lot of changements, and it's harder to find result if you not take your time to structure everything. And it's what's happened in Premiership for last few years.
For you, it's a dream to come back. I don't know, in the next few years, coach a team in Top 14 will be a dream, and maybe why not to win the title?
No, my personal dream is not to come back in top 14, because when I accept Romania, I refuse the top 14 team.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Give us the name.
Montpellier.
Oh.
But the thing is, I'm a guy who I'm happy when I'm doing things different. I'm happy when I'm doing things was not usual. That means not easy. Going in top 14 for me, it's easy. For me, because you arrive, you don't have money problem. You have a structure. You have everything for just compete. You know. But to be honest, sometimes they not make you happy. I prefer struggle sometimes about finding solution, about sometimes money, sometimes human relation. I prefer things who are not so easy, because that make me more proud to doing things who are more easy for me.
Yeah, I wish you good luck. I can tell you for sure will not be an easy job through Romanian.
I know.
So I think
but
yeah,
I have no fear about that.
Also, I'm confident that you will do a great job. I know that, because I speak also with Paul, and he tell me I see David, and I feel it's such a nice guy, and is really confident in his power. So I also do think like Paul. I think you will do a great job for us. So
I hope so.
I hope that you will do great.
I think I'm a nice man, but I'm still a coach and who have his personal conviction, and sometimes when I'm not happy, I'm not a nice man anymore. You know.
I imagine that, Mr. David. Paul, if you have a question for Mr. David, please.
Of course, I do have a question regarding the level of the competition in the top 14. You played there in the 2000s, and the championship was already huge on terms of European level and, of course, worldwide level. How does top 14, the level from top 14 now compares to, I don't know, the early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s? Yeah, of course, another question, because you managed to get selected for your national team, which I think is probably as important as winning the championship. How important was that for you? You only played, sadly, only one match before the 1999 Rugby World Cup.
The big difference now is now you have huge athletes. The rugby in 2023, you have athletes who play rugby, but in early 2000, he was just rugby player. That means a rugby player is a guy who likes what he do. It's not just a job; it's about passion, about liking training hard, liking playing hard. I think we was tougher. I think we was more, maybe more aggressive, more different, because we was not trained like the players who now play our rugby, you know. But I think we was more passionate.
So do you see it as more professional nowadays, I guess?
Yeah, I think the professional side kill a bit the passion. And for me, be a rugby coach or be a rugby player, you have to bring passion with you, because it's still a sport, and just a wonderful sport with a lot of value. And we can't forget that just because we are on a professional area, you know. For me, it's not an excuse. We have to never forget that. We are lucky to doing this sport. And sometimes I'm a bit sad when I have players in front of me who don't know against who they play the week after. But it's a reality. And for me, it's a big difference. We was passionate. We was not just athletes. We was rugby was a part of our life, you know, and not just for winning money. It was more to that, you know.
And also, I'm
yeah.
sorry, also part of the community, you know. It was before the players were very connected with the local communities.
For me, it's important. You know, for people you idol, you have to prove many things to the people. You can lose because it's rugby. But if you're not fighting, if you not prove to the people you have value, real value, not just fake one for social media, you know, is my main concern. You know, I want guys who not lying, I want them to live their career with the maximum of honesty, you know, and sometimes is not the case. And if you have to speak about French team, I played 4 times, and not one, because I know in Wikipedia they say 1. I played 4 times for France, but it was not at a good moment, because I did a tournament in South Hemisphere before the World Cup in '99 We played the 2 games against All Blacks, 1 game against Samoa, 1 against Tonga, but it was a fucking nightmare. They just destroy us. And after that, after the World Cup in '99, the French team split in 2 parts: France and France A. That means 25 players who played for the Six Nations for France, 25 for France A. And I was the captain of France A. That means when you're captain for France A, you go to spend a long time with France A.
I understand.
And I played 26 or 27 games for France A, you know. But still a good experience. Not my best souvenir, to be honest. My best souvenir is 2001 and the French title.
I think is like that, but I want to ask you. You say it was a nightmare when you play in Southern Hemisphere, and we see the Southern Hemisphere dominates the almost every World Cup, excepting the winning title of England. All the rest of the title it was won by the Southern Hemisphere, and this year everybody they say France will win this World Cup, but we see the Southern Hemisphere, they have something that Northern Hemisphere doesn't think about, that a very strong bench. I think
they think differently to us.
yes, I think if you look at the results the last 2 years, Northern Hemisphere grow very, very high the level. And also I think a national team from Northern Hemisphere will win this World Cup, because I see the game between Ireland and New Zealand and so on. I see the level, it was very high, but nobody expect the difference will be made from the bench. Nobody expect of that. And we saw South Africa with their bomb squad winning some games, dramatical, I say, with 1 point win. I think 3 games on a road. So it's only that. It's only that they have a strong bench, or is something else that we lose from our side?
No, for me, there is 2 things. First one, they are more intelligent to us, because when you put a bench like this, it's because you're more intelligent, and most of the South Hemisphere teams are more clever and more intelligent to North Hemisphere, for me. And after, second thing, it's just about be ready at the right moment, at the right time. And what's happened with most of the North Hemisphere teams, they was ready a while before the target, who was the World Cup in France. Like you see, remember the game New Zealand, South Africa before the World Cup? You remember the New Zealander? They're getting
35-7 for South Africa.
I think it was the poorest game for the New Zealander for last 10 years. But they was not ready. But they was very quiet after this game, and they just say, we don't have to be ready now. We have to be ready at the right moment. And when they arrived in France, they played the final. And it was a big surprise for everyone. Just a big surprise, because they just wanted to be ready for the right moment. And it's what they did. And they did well. The French team, the Irish teams, they was ready 2 years before the competition. And what happened? When they arrived in a quarterfinal, they lose because in France there is a team who are more intelligent and more fresh, who have the ability to find a solution to beat them, you know.
And also a lot of people, they are shocked when the Southern Hemisphere, they are beaten in the group by the Northern team, like France and Ireland against South Africa and New Zealand. But I say to the people, I say, I think it's a strategy. I think they want to avoid themselves in the quarter. So I think they want, I don't say they want especially to lose, but I think they say if we lose, oh, maybe it's not such a big thing for us, because maybe we can avoid South Africa and New Zealand. So it was okay. You beat us. It's not. We go further anyway. So I think they do it especially to avoid themselves in the quarter. What?
Yeah, but the draw was very difficult, because either way, South Africa would have played with France or New Zealand. So it was quite unavoidable to face a strong team, let's say, for South Africa. Bogdan.
I think we come back to what we say. First thing, they are more intelligent to us. For me, it's a proof of intelligence. The French team put their best team on the first game because they wanted to beat New Zealand. They wanted to prove to the entire world, okay, the French team go to be here. But the most important thing is not this game. Because, to be honest, when you look at the pool, Uruguay, Namibia, Italy, everybody understood who go to be the two teams who go to get out of the pool. And for New Zealand, the first game, it was just a game of a pool game. And they're not playing with their best team. Remember, French team arrived with everybody, but not the New Zealander. And it was exactly the same for the Ireland, South Africa.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same.
Yeah. And like you say, I think they are much more open-minded. Like we play a little bit conservatory in Europe, but they are they know how to speculate the game. They know they have better athletes than European players, I think, is my opinion. I don't want to say it's the right thing, but I think they are much more better prepared, like physical than northern players in Europe.
They are different. Their vision and their approach is very different. I think we are in Europe. We are worried about the judgment. We are worried about the vision of the people vision, and it's why we always want to put the best team, and we never think about tomorrow. We just think about present. And for me, as a South Hemisphere team, they are more open and they are more quiet to us. When an European team, when you have a coach who lose a game, everybody think he go to be out of his position just because he lose a game. South Hemisphere is not like this. Like you see, you see, they are not worried about letting a guy who are not winning every games in position, because they understood if you want result, you need time. It's not, you can't change things in 6 months. You can't. You need time. You can have a good result, but that's not meaning you keep going to have good result. The most important thing is time. And when you do a job like us, most of the time they're not giving you enough time for bringing what you want and building what you want.
Yeah, it's true. At the national team, you don't have so much time like a club work. At a club, you have every day the players that you want. You coach them. You give them your mentality and what you want from them. But when you are with the national team, maybe not all the players they are good to play for. Maybe they have some injuries or something like that. Or maybe you have only 5 days before to prepare a game, so maybe it's a little bit difficult to explain to all the players what do you want from them. So I think it's very important the connection between the staff and the players to be very, very strong, because I think if it's not a connection and the things they are not okay. I think also you can see on the results on a national team. Also, like we see at our national team, I have the guys, the all guys. They play for Romania. Who was preparing the how say the World Cup, the tournament, and they say to me it was not okay. The how say the atmosphere, the how say the collegiality between the players and the staff, it was not okay. So we can see that on the results before the World Cup and also during the World Cup. I think we need to keep this connection between the staff and the players to be very nice, very good.
Yeah, of course. But after Bogdan, it's harder to a player still a player. He have his own vision. He have what he wants. Staff still a staff, and I will never judge what's happened before me, because I was not here. I'm not the same person. I'm very different, in my approach, in my career. I'm very different, but I know what is important for me. Yeah, the relation with the players is very important, but when you have players who arrive unfit before World Cup preparation, for me, if I was here, I think they took they take their car and they come back at home, But they keeping them. It's why staff not doing things always good, but it's the case of everyone. For the all players, to be honest, my project is 2 times 2 years. That means my first project is not the World Cup in 2027. It's being qualified. It's my first objective, and the qualification is going to be in 2025. That means I have 2 years, 2 years for building a team who go to be qualified. And to be honest, I don't care of the age of the people. If my best number 8, he is 35 years old. If it's my best number 8, he will have the jersey of the number 8. Doesn't care where he come from. Doesn't care of his age. And yes, everybody want to put young fella, but I need these young players to have the right level for playing for the national team. A national team is about representing a nation, and for me, it's not about just age. It's about what you give on the pitch, And have fun with few players. I will keep going, phoning them and speaking with them. Soon they start to speak with me about the past. I say, boys, don't speak with me about the past. I was not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here for judging people. I was player, like you, and I know sometimes we always are pissed off against the coach about something.
It's
But
true.
so, yeah, it's why the most important thing is to be under connection and to understand. I'm not the South African coach. My staff is not the South African staff, but you're not a fucking South African player. That means you're not perfect, like we are.
It's true.
And sometimes it's to accept that. And the main thing is in 2023, most of the people I'm not so kind to accept that.
It's true. It's true. The people, they are accepting a little bit with the resisting the changing things. So before we speak more about the Romanian team, please tell me about your performance with Portugal. How it was your work over there? What it was the problem that you have during your performance with Portugal at Scrum coach, and also tell us a little bit how you live on the pitch, the winning against Fiji and also the draw against Georgia. How it was in the field.
If you want to know my problems with the Portugal team, I ask you the question: what is the problem of the Portuguese team before the World Cup?
I think they have a good 3/4, but weak scrum. They don't
Not
scrum. The scrum it was not the same level like the 3/4.
not just scrum, forwards.
Yeah.
The big-
When I say scrum, I
Yeah.
say forwards. I'm sorry.
The forwards.
Yes.
The full forwards job was very weak before the World Cup, and when Patrice Lagisquier phoned me and he say, listen, David, because we compete against each other, because he was in Biarritz, I was in Toulouse, and he was coach. I was player, because he's old. He's fucking old. Patrice Lagisquier, 100 years old. Right. and Patrice, he said to me, I know your, because I was in front of you, I know your strength. I need this strength. I need where you come from, and your player experience and your coaching experience. I need this for the Portuguese team. But if you come, you need to understand that we have the shorter line out. We have the lighter forwards in the World Cup. We have the guys who have the less experience at this level, and most of them train 2 times a week, and we have to prepare them to try to win in the World Cup. And I say to Patrice at this moment, do you take drugs? Are you alcoholic, or you have something wrong?
I don't send this podcast to Mr.
No, I have no problem. I have no problem with that. But I say, Patrice, you imagine what you explained to me. I was coach in France in top 14, or I was manager in Pro D2. That means I always manage forwards pack at 950 kg. I always manage a team who is very, very tall and very good in set piece. And he said, yeah, but I want you to doing the same thing with the guys who don't have the ability for do it. And and at the same moment, a few French clubs wanted me to resign in France, and I just thinking about a 4-month fees contract for going in World Cup, and to have a challenge like this is very different.
Yeah.
It's not usual. and I say to Patrice, okay, I'm your man. I come with you, but you have to believe on what I go to do with them. And he just say, I doesn't care about forwards, rack, defense. I doesn't care of this. Do what you have, what you want. Okay, okay, and I just rebuild everything. I just rebuild everything, and he was what he was great is when things work. That means you create things, and the things work.
Yeah.
When I did my first meeting with the line-out leader for Portugal, I said, before we start this first meeting of line-out, what was your position on last rec in line-out? They said, we don't know really. I say, yeah, well, you was last. That means Belgium, Holland, Germany, Poland, they was better. Okay. And you know what is my objective, boys? And say, no, I want to be the best line out on next World Cup. And they just look at me and say, this guy, he takes drugs with Patrice. This guy, he has the same problem to Patrice. And he was crazy to build a system and to rebuild everything. And I needed to build them like a player, to build them like line-out leaders, but to build a system, a complete system. And he was crazy. He was crazy to arrive on the pitch with a team like this. And our main thinking was, we are here for winning every games. It was crazy. And I know what is the biggest mistake for the tier 2 teams. They go in World Cup for going in World Cup. They're not preparing games for winning.
This is what I say.
Just for the sake of it.
This is what I say always. I say, what is the point to go to try so hard to be on the World Cup, and then when we are there, we say we are so happy to be here. I say it's nonsense. So you fucking work 4 years to be there, and when you are there, you say, oh, we are so happy to be here. Is not such a big thing if we lose. For me, it's a big thing. The main thing and the most important thing is the mentality, and I think this is the thing that tier 2 and Eastern Europe team, they have this problem with the mentality. They are not confident in their strength. They always say, oh, it's France, oh, it's Portugal, oh, I don't know. I give you an example. When I was a player, I'm not so tall, 1.6, so I'm a little guy. But I always want to go to fight with the biggest guy. Always when I engage in the biggest guy. Always when I go to tackle, I go to tackle the biggest guy. My first training at the professional team, we do a game between the players. And they want to impress, I was the first time on the team with the coach, with the training, and I came from a youth team, and a guy from the scrum, I think it was a prop. He want to engage with me to laugh about me, and maybe a little bit. I was a little bit upset, a little bit afraid. Why not? And I give this guy a tackle that the training need to stop. Everybody they stop, they go to laugh because I put it back, like I put it on my arm and I put it back. I say, I don't let you to turn me down. So this is the mentality. You don't let them. So you fight with them, you go to fight, but it's easy when you are here like me to make a podcast to say to a player, you need to be better, you need to have mentality. This is coming from you, you have to believe that. You have to say about yourself, I am better of this guy, or I can beat this guy, no matter who it is in my front. It's France, it's All Blacks, it's England, I don't give a fuck. If after 80 minutes they beat me, okay. Anyway, everybody say they will beat us, so why not? Maybe we try to beat them, So I think
it's about mentality. We have a sentence in France, a quote for that is always be worried about a short guy. You know why we say that? No. You know Napoleon?
Yeah, of course.
He was a fucking midget, mate.
Yeah.
He was a fucking midget. He was a very short guy who wanted to smash everyone. He wanted to smash the entire world. Yeah. And because of him, now you always have to be worried about a short guy. But to be honest, our preparation, from June to August, the preparation was great, and we train them for winning. But we never speak about winning. We just train them to reach the target of the international level, the best player in the world. When we arrived in end of August for the last friendly game, we play the friendly game against Australia A. We lost the game, and after the game, I did the day after I did the debrief in front of everyone, And it was 7:30 in the morning. I was I was in front of the big screen with my computer, and I wanted to press the button play, and it was impossible for me to press the button because something was wrong. And at this moment, I just drop everything on the table. I just look at them and I say, I have something to tell you. And I say, at the moment, your spirit go to make us weak. The World Cup starts in 3 weeks. At this point, we go to be smashed. People go to smash us. Just because you're fun, you kids, you think a World Cup is Disneyland Paris. You think everything is nice. You think it's a fucking dream. You think it's a life dream. it's going to be your biggest nightmare, because the entire world go to put their eyes on you, and they will look at you being smashed. Because if the score is 100 points against you in the end of the day, you will still thinking it's a dream. You will still thinking it's a nice moment in your life. And I said to them, another thing, I said, my daughter is 9 years old. She never saw his father playing, because she arrived after that. But when my daughter come in a stadium, when she look at my team, she look at me. And if you arrive with this spirit, it's not my spirit. It's why you need another coach, or you need to change your spirit, because me and my story build me to fight. I have to fight. It's in my blood. I like so much rugby. I have to fight. But you are not ready to fight. I say to them things very hard to say. You know, I say to them, you can cry on your national anthem. If after the national anthem there is no fight on the pitch, it's because you lie. Because you was nice on the TV with your
Yes.
when you cry.
Yeah.
But I say life is not like this. I prefer a guy who not crying, but soon the result starts, for 80 minutes they fight. Is the main concern. We have to fight. We have to generate a fight on the pitch, a physical fight, rugby fight, psychological fight, and we just have to focus one thing. We need to win. Doesn't care if it's Wales, Australia, France, All Blacks. We respect them, but we need to win them. To do everything for winning them, and you will be proud, because you will do everything you have for winning them, and it's what's happened every fucking game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think, look, a field is like a scene, yeah, like a theater, you know, and the players are the movie
Actor.
star, like the actors. And if you want people to love you, to be an example, to be an icon, like you say, you have to do and you have to perform your best act on the pitch, on your stage. You have to do your best, because then people, they are not believe in you, in your capacity, and you have to sell your best acting every time you are on the pitch, you know. So I think if our players, they will understand that, because we have a great history behind. But the main problem in Romania, people live in the past. They always spoke and speak about the past. It's good to speak about the past. I speak about the past because if you don't know your history, if you don't know your past, you will end up to to not learn nothing about your mistake. So it's good to know your history. It's good to know what you do good and what you do wrong. It's good to have a connection between the players who make really big results for Romanian team, because now in this situation, a lot of young players, they don't know the players who make history for Romania. So I try with this podcast to to make a little bit connection between the the guys and the aging relationship, you know, between the past and the future and the present. So I think we have to go away from the past with when we won in late 70s against France, or maybe earlier 90s when we beat Wales, and we make good games against All Blacks. But this is in the past. Now we live the present, and we have to look on the future, like you say. So, Paul, please, if you have some question about Portugal period for Mr. David.
Yes, first of all, I have to note the results, which were extraordinary because the players, if I know well, they were amateur and semi-professional.
Yes.
And you lost against Wales in the first match, which was probably quite an obvious result for everyone. But the matter of the fact was the result, which was very tight, 28 points for Wales, 8 for Portugal. Then everyone was taken by surprise for how well Portugal played against Georgia. You nearly won that match. Sadly for Portugal, it ended in a draw, 18 points all. And then personally, for me personally, your best match wasn't against Fiji. For me personally, it was against Australia. Because Australia is a very, very strong team. You know it very well. 2 World Cups in the past. Of course, the rugby isn't at the best level at the moment, but the first half for me was, whoa, they can beat Australia. They can beat Australia. And Australia, I think, came after the defeat with Fiji. And the team was very, very well positioned in the field. Your team, Portugal. And of course, the game against Fiji, which was what a match! What a match! I liked a lot the courage, the spirit. I think it was very tense for you out there. And I want to also to ask you several questions regarding Portugal at the World Cup. You spoke about the fighting spirit earlier, and as I mentioned, your players were amateur and semi-professional. So, and how difficult was for you and for Mr. Lagisquet to prepare them mentally to face, let's say, Australia, Fiji, and Wales, who were very well-established teams in the Rugby World Cup and also in the rugby sport?
You have to find the tools who make the player understand what you want. And my first tool was to be 100% honest with them. And it was just a fact. I need honesty in front of me. And if I ask honesty, I need to be honest with them. And I always speak with a huge honesty. And after, if you want to find the fighting spirit, we spoke about the past. The dangerous thing is to live in the past. But you have to never forget your past, because that makes you stronger, a stronger present and a stronger future. And what happened with Portugal? Portugal is a country of fighter. It's a country, the story of the country, the people fight against Spanish, against French, against Napoleon. And I say to them, how you can put a jersey like this with an history like this and to not fighting? How you can do this? How you can look at your kids and say, dad, he go to prove you he have value. Dad is a dad, he go to fight for the country. Dad, he go to prove you and show you how we represent our country. How you can do this? And I just said simple things. I said, when you put the jersey, you fight for the 2,000 kids who are in front of the TV and watching you in Portugal. It's not 2 million kids, it's 2,000 kids. The 2,000 kids, you fight for your family, you fight for your daughter, you fight for your son, you fight for your parents, you fight for typically, you fight for things is nothing about money. Is just about human action. You know. I don't know if you understand me, but I just wanted them to be 100% honest when they put the jersey and when they go on the pitch. And what I say to them, if one of you doing a mistake is not a problem for me. He will stay on the pitch. if one of you not fighting, he will get out of the pitch. Doesn't care if I have to put him out after 5 minutes. I have no problem with that. And if after 5 minutes I drop you out and you come to see me and look at me in my eyes and you say, coach, you're wrong, it's because you will lie. And I said, I just want you to not giving 100% of you. I want to give you 1000% of you and to have no regrets. If you start to have regrets, that means you not did the right choice, you know, you're not giving 100%. And the Patrice job was to speak a lot about rugby, giving 100% of our rugby. My job was more on the human part, on the human side, to say that we have to give more to 100%. With the forwards, we needed more to 100% because we was not strong, not tall, not big. We needed more, you know?
Yeah.
And it was great.
Mr. David, after you finish your contract with Portugal, I read an article that you say you have an offer from Top 14 from Montpellier and also for another national team, I think Uruguay, if I am not mistaken. What it was the reason that you choose Romania?
Not just Uruguay. Other nation for me after that, after all of this. Because to be honest, when I'm watching Romania, when I know your DNA, I know your rugby DNA, I know the people, I know most of the thing, and I recognize myself. I'm a guy who wants to always prove he can do things who are not easy, you know. I'm a guy who like to achieve a challenge. And for me, it was a big challenge for me, it was a bigger challenge to arrive in Romania and to rebuild something strong, to rebuild the rugby DNA in Romania, to go somewhere where there is no problem, you know.
Yes, Mr. David, what was your impression about our World Cup results and our, I would say, what we play against the other teams on the World Cup? But please be honest.
Firstly, the pool was very different. Your pool was very different to the Portugal one. You was on the strongest pool, of course.
Yeah.
And we need to know that. After, I don't go to play I don't go to speak so much about the ex staff because I don't know them and I respect them. You know, I'm not here for say something about them. My coaching vision was the group was not fit enough for playing a World Cup. The defense was not strong enough for holding the rhythm of the World Cup. After I did a review of the statistic of the World Cup for Romania. When you look at every stat, it's crazy, you know, for last defense, last offense, last in offload, last in line out, last on so many things. I think it's because the pool, but to be honest, I don't think some of the players went to World Cup for winning. And I think some of them just come for being here. And for me, you can't, when you represent a country, you can't be like this. You can't. It's a mark of disrespect. But what I knew about the preparation, the first Bronco, they did the Bronco, I think, before start the preparation. 3 guys have an injury during the Bronco. How you can have an injury on the Bronco test? It's impossible. It's just about running. It's not sprint. You know, that means the guys was unfit. Guys was not ready. And my main concern now is to push them. at the maximum and not pushing them. I will not start to doing a test and say, okay, you have to increase your test by 15% or 20%. It's not what I want. Me, what I want is if I take a second row, I go to say to him, your target is to run like Edzebets. Your target is to run like Flamand, like Itoge. This is your target. And it's not just putting 15% on your shit result, you know?
Yes.
And the thing you have to push them at the maximum because it's an international team. It's not a club. It's a fucking nation, you know? And one of my main things is after watching the games, it's harder to speak about rugby when you're watching the games because you just defend. You have no balls. You have no balls, and you just try to compete. But when you just defend at this level, you just you have no chance to win. The only team who can.
On my podcast also when I speak with the former legend of national team Cătălin Fercu, also on my writing articles, I say we defend like a youth team. We have such a big knowledge about the defense. We don't know how to defend. We don't know how to do it. It was they give us tries like
training practice,
like South Africa, like Scotland. They're like in the kindergarten, you know, with the plays like in the kindergarten. We are so afraid about them to go to make them hurt, to tackle them, and they are just doing like they do in back school yard, you know. They just play with us, and for me this is like humiliation, you know, because if you are there, like you say, you have to prove them your best rugby, and we didn't do that. And I don't want to say it's the fault of the players, it's the fault of the staff, because we approach those subjects, you know. The impression it's you know, some of the people say the staff, some of the people say the players. The opinion it's
the fault of everyone, Bogdan.
Yeah.
It's everyone's fault.
Yes, of course, but
it's just not one guy. It's everyone doing things wrong. Everyone did mistakes.
Correct. But
we did mistakes in World Cup. Portugal too is not.
But not like us.
But we have to learn about the mistakes.
Correctly, Mr. David. From now on, when you will do the selection, you say it doesn't matter the age. Also, we have some new players that will be eligible for Romania, like Imelman from March. He's the captain of Baia Mare. It's a great guy that I have it on my podcast 2 weeks ago. And he have a great mentality. It's a South African. Also, Van Herden. It's a little bit old, but
I know him.
His experience is so big, and we left him at home. Also, like McAvey, also like Capezzino. There are some players with huge experience that would help the team. Okay, let's say you don't put them on the first team, on the first 15, but to have them on your team, on your group, to give their feedback and their knowledge to the youngest guy, I think it was much easier and much they're much better for the youngest guys to prepare the World Cup. But we disrespect them. We let them at home, and unfortunately, we saw the results. So, what is your opinion about that? How you will do the selection?
I will. I go to use the last World Cup squad for the big base because I have to. Because I typically never train the players, and I have to take a base with the most experience. And after, like I said, for every player, they go to be the same. If they want to put the jersey again, they have to deserve. You can't ask for jersey of a national team. You can't. It's impossible. Doesn't care if you played well 5 years ago or if you was captain before. If you want to play again for the national team, you have to prove again, and not think your past go to save your spot in a squad. And I will give them a chance to come back and play if they deserve it. It depends what they go to do with club. It depends what they go to prove when they go to come for a camp, which spirit they go to have. Like I said, I'm not for me the problem is not the age, is what you give to the team. And the problem sometimes when you start to be a bit older, you think what you did before go to save your present, or you will deserve things in present because in the past you did things. But I'm sorry, it's not like this. It's not like this. When you have a new coach, a new staff who arrive with another mentality, everybody go to be on the same line, starting line. Everybody, a 20 years old guy and a 35 years old guy. And I will put the guy who go to have the jersey is the guy who go to deserve it.
I understand. Paul, if you have a question for Mr. David.
Yes, of course. We spoke earlier about the 2023 Rugby World Cup and about the Romanian performance. Have you noted any player in particular?
Yeah,
Obviously.
It was hard. It was hard. The problem is some of them not playing well all the World Cup. They did one good game and they disappear the game after. Like Shirika is a good player. He have a lot of capacity, and but everybody have to be at 100% every fucking game. You know, you can't be if you're not accurate on a high level rugby, you can't have a performance after that. Yep. They all play well, maybe 1% of the game and or 1/2, and after they disappear. That's why it's hard for me to say name. Shirika, I know he's a young player and he have physical ability. Yanku is a huge, he have a huge physique, but he needs to improve. You know, a lot of them did things well and did things not so well. And the result happened because you have more things who are not so well, you know. But they all play well at one moment. Sarah play well at one moment. They did. I like Graure too. You know, it's a good player too, and but he was not so much involved. But maybe because he's young. But
yeah, Graure like Simeonescu, it's a good player. He have some offer that I know from from Pro de Deux, excusez-moi. And also Alin Konake, it's our new
9-10. Very good.
It's like I compare it. He remind me about Dupont a little bit, and I speak with him and I say, if you are concentrated and you work hard, I see in front of you a great future, but it's only up to you and your mentality. If you believe in yourself, if you stay humble, you will have big results. If you think about yourself, you are a star, and you stop prepared like you prepared in the past, you will not achieve nothing. So I think you have to stay humble, you have to work hard, and you have to think only about rugby, because career for a player is not so long, you know. So when you have this opportunity, you have to give 100%, or maybe like you say, 1000%. Please, I know you announced your new staff, but I don't want to say. I want to let you to present your staff because it's your colleagues, and maybe you can tell us a little bit more about them if you want, please.
The two fitness coach who will go to join me, it's Michael Dallery and Paul Serrela-Bourdet, two French guys who was with me with Portugal, because I have trust on them. They did a huge job for last 2 years for Portugal, huge job, and I want to work with guys who have trust on them, and I know how they work. They are very young too, 23 years old and 31 years old. And they are very, I can say, they are very happy to work again with me because Paul still in Agen, and he find a deal for coming with us too. You know, that means he go to do Agen, and on top of that, he go to do the national team. But he go to be 100% with them during our the rec, the summer tournaments, the winter games. You know, he go to be 100% with us. And Michael is in Biarritz, and he said to Biarritz, if David want me to come with Romania, I will come with him. It's why he refused to resign for Biarritz, and he come with us.
Oh, great.
This is for the fitness coach, and I will keep going with Daniel. I think everybody go Daniel Carpo.
Carpo was my colleague in how in a few years before we played together. It's a great guy. It's a guy that you can count him. It's honest. And he give 1000%. It's a great guy.
That's why he go to stay with us. After for coaching, at the moment we go to before. I say at the moment, but maybe I will add somebody later. But at the moment we go to before. For backs, we go to have John Callard, the English coach, who was involved on the English Federation, involved at the moment for Bath in England, and Leeds in England, and is one of the kicking experts for World Rugby. And he's a great guy with a big experience. He go to be the backs coach, and he go to lead our attack. He go to have a guy with him, another coach, a French one, but he not signed yet. But that go to happen in next hours.
Yeah.
But until he sign, I can't speak about him. It's quite normal.
Okay.
But he go to be a French guy who was coach for national team before, and was manager and principal coach in Pro D2 in France for 2 teams. He have a good experience, and he have a good spirit too. He's a guy who like to play rugby. Is why I needed a guy like this. And for forwards, I go to be with the former Romanian champion coach Simon Mezouradze, from Dynamo.
Georgian guy.
The Georgian guy who he go to join me. He go to have in charge one piece of the forwards, and the other guy with the forwards go to be me. I go to be with the forwards for line out and driving ball and forwards play, and for the moment I will take the defense too. But I think maybe I will add somebody for the defense on the top of that, because I will not be just the Romanian head coach. I go to be the Wolf head coach too, because we go to coach the Wolf too. It's one of my thing. I don't want to just be part of the national team. I want to lead the province for the Little European Cup.
It's great that you will be also coaching Wolves, because when you have results before, let's say 10 years ago, national team also have a strong Wolf team, and during the the break on the competition, internal competition or national level competition, we have European competition like Wolves, and they play in the European competition, And I have players, they say, this competition for us, it was like saving our results with the national team, because he helped us improving our game, and also know each other, and a strong game, it's better than a strong training session. I say to all the guys, all the people, I say, look, the difference also between us and the national strong teams, because they have a big competition, strong competition, and they don't train on the training session so hard like they train during the gaming. So they training by playing hard games. So this is also a little bit difference between our game and like Western Europe competition. The strength of the championship and the not so strong, or we are not present in Europe with teams to play with the players from the clubs, because you don't have continuity, you don't have strong games, and then okay, you train hard, you run hard, you do good at the training, but in the end you have to prove yourself in a game. And if you don't have strong game, if you don't have strong challenging, you're not doing good. So it's good that you'll be with Wolves, I think.
Yeah.
Also, Paul, if you want to
Yeah, the Wolf.
Please continue.
Yeah, the Wolf. No, but the Wolf, we go to be the national team. We go to play the same rugby, to do the same things, because we need more time together. And if you want to be ready on the REC 2025, we need to be together with the province too, with the Wolves.
You go in Super Cup in Europe competition, or you go to Challenge Cup?
You go to be the province competition. You go to be the province competition at the moment. The only who played the big European Cup is a Black Lion from Georgia, but we're still on the same competition with them, and we go to do the province competition.
I think maybe if you can talk with Mr. Alin Petrache, with the president, to try to find a place in a better competition, because I saw on the internet the games and the teams who play, excepting like the two finalists of this year, the rest of the teams, they are not so strong. So maybe if they can afford, because it's also about money, to find a stronger competition, because I don't know how much will help you to prepare the game, because yes, please.
No, I understand what you mean, Bogdan, but we have to deserve it.
Okay.
The problem is not just about money; it's about rugby level. At the moment, I think we not deserve it to be on a better situation to the Lusitanos in Portugal or the Iberians in Spain. We have to prove first, and after we can ask. You know, the Black Lion, they prove a lot, and they deserve to be where they are at the moment. For the moment, because we just go to come back, typically, because this year was Bayamar who played on the spot of the Wolves, because we really come back like a province. We need to prove, and after we will ask for later if we can.
I understand. Paul, please, if you want to.
Yeah, I read earlier today a very recent interview of yours, Mr. Gérard, and I want to ask you some questions about some statements that you made in this particular interview. You said that you will represent Romania on a 3-level base, the under 18 and 20 teams. Of course, as you already mentioned, the Romanian Wolves, and also the Rugby 7. Can you be more specific about the other two situations you are involved in? The sevens and the under 18 and 20.
My meaning is to create a rugby DNA vision, and that means we go to have 3 different styles. The first one go to be the formation cell with under 18, under 20. After we go to have a development cell with the 7th team plus the we want to create like a baby wolf team, under 23 teams who go to play 3 games a year. And after we go to have the performance side with the wolves and the national team. And what I want is I go to take the national team game plan, how we play, and I go to give to every team a % of his project. I mean, when you have 100% of the project with the national team, you go to have 90% with the Wolves, and the 10 other % go to be laboratories. That means trying things. For the Wolves under 23, you go to have 80% of the project. Under 20, you go to have 70% of the project. 60% on the under 18, just because we need to recreate a DNA, a strong DNA. Before I signed, when I came to Bucharest, I went to a camp with under 18 and under 20 on the same stadium. It was 2 different teams. 2 different teams. They're not speaking the same rugby. They're not thinking the same rugby. They are completely different.
Different mentality.
Yeah, in terms of mentality, in terms of calls, in terms of rugby, everything was different. And imagine if tomorrow we have a very good player in under 20, and I take him. I want to take him with the national team. And if we're not speaking the same language, when he go to arrive with the national team, he go to be lost, completely lost.
It's true. What I say also on my podcast, I'm sorry, I have to remind that. Also, we speak about that we don't have an identity. So I think what you say, also you will have, you will be managing the, the strategy for a long term for Romanian. Also under 18, under 20, we will be like, a big manager under keeping the eyes on everything.
No, it's just it's just about role, Bogdan. It's more about I'm here for helping the Romanian rugby. I'm here for winning game with the national team, of course, but I'm here for saying to everyone, if we're not working together, we'll achieve nothing. We'll fail if everybody just do what he wants. And when you have you coach a national team, doesn't care if it's the national team, the under 18 or under 20, you need to speak the same language. Because what I want is, if a kid who have 17 years old who played for the under 18 teams, if he cross on the street a guy who played for the big national team, I want them to recognize each other, and I want them to speak to each other, because they speak the same language and they understood each other. And at the moment, if one of these kids he crossed somebody from the national team, or for on the under 20 teams, they can't speak to each other because they're not speaking the same language. I just want to uniform everything. I want to help the seventh team too, by bringing players on the 7th team who need to development, who need to work on their pass, on their movements, on the decision making. And by doing this, I will help the players, but I will help the national 7th team too. I just want everybody to work together, to be all together, and not just 4 or 5 different teams in one federation.
It's true. Mr. David, you want to go in the territory to see our infrastructure, to speak with the coaches, to see them, how they coach the teams, how is their mentality, how their their session, how they prepare the training session, or how they train the games before, So you want to go to each club in Romania to see, to meet the coaches, also to the high level, to the senior, also to the youth part, to meet the guys, because I think you need to see the reality. because we have, like you say, a strong DNA in our structure. We have people, they are, they love rugby. But the main problem in our rugby, also I think in a lot of federation, we see also to England, they have such big problem with their clubs. It's the money. In our in our federation or in our rugby in Romania, we don't have much money. We have bigger expectation, but the reality, it's it's not like we think. It's different. So you want to go in the territory, you want to speak with the guys, you want to see their problems.
What we go to do, one part of my project is going with Michael, who go to be in charge of the fitness part, and the guy who go to be in charge of the formation in Romania, because at the moment the federation, I think they find somebody, but he's not already signed, but somebody go to arrive for doing this role. We all three go to every region and speak to coaches and to help them. That means I want to go on every senior club in Romania and say, okay, if we work together for the players, you will have better player with club, and we go to have better player with national team. It's why we have to create a link and work together. It's not you in one side and us in the other side, because we will smash each other every fucking time with a player in the middle, and the things that will never happen. And for me, it's not about money. You don't need money for being a good coach or for coaching well kids or player. You just need to have the faith to do it, and we have to create the link with these three parts, because Mikael, he go to help every club and province with on the fitness part. The guy who come with me, he go to do all the formation part, and I will do all the performance part. That means we will arrive with some advice. We will present them how we go to work. I want them to all understand and to work for the nation. But by working for the nation, they work for the clubs too.
Yeah,
and for me, going there is more respectful to say to them, okay, everybody come to Bucharest to see the national coach. By going there, I prove them, I respect them, and I respect everyone. And this is one part of my project, and I have two other projects. I go to create a front row academy in Romania for doing a formation specific for all the front row. And we go to help the coach in Romania to form them. And I go to do a air academy for everything about line out and kickoff reception. And it's exactly the same for make the players perform and for help the coach to be a better coach.
I understand. I want to ask you, so that means you will stay all time long of the year in Romania? Because it will take a lot of time to do that.
No, I will. What I go to do, two guys go to come with me for the front row academy. I will manage them, and they will go. And for the academy, it go to be the same. Two guys will join me and go. It go to be an English one and a French one. And I know them. I believe in them. I know what they do, and I will create everything with them. And they will go for the to take in charge the academy. They will do 6 or 7 times a year. They go to travel every region. And me, what I go to do is one time a year, I will do a tour in Romania, and I will keep contact after by Zoom if I can, or in Bucharest straight away. And every year I will do a tour with everybody, to see everyone and to rebuild everything. No, I will do. I will be in France 40% of the time and 60% in Romania.
Also, before I send the pass to Paul, to the last question, I want to ask you if you wanted to make clubs to train and maybe to play after your vision, to put the players and to accommodate with your play, with your games.
No, mate, no. every club have his proper culture. Every club has his own vision, and they have coach who have their own vision. I just come to share with them, and if they want to speak about I don't know, line out, scrum, ruck, kicking game, I have no problem to discuss with them. But what I go to bring them is, it's what I want for your player who play for the national team. We go to track them in terms of fitness. We go to track them in terms of rugby. So that means when he play with you, if he's not playing well, I go to smash him, because he can't think think playing to Romania if he's not playing well for Bayamar, for Timișoara, for Steaua, you know. And for me, it's I want to create link with club. I want to be a help for club, and not I'm not a guy I'm not a teacher. I'm not arrive and say, okay, everybody in Romania have to do like me. No. This is our process for the national team, and we're doing this for make a better player. But if we achieve what we want, you will have a better player with your club, and that means everybody go to be happy. But for that, we need your help. We need you to help us to be the link with the player, and the player need to have no fight around him between club and national team.
I understand, no? Mr. David. Paul, if you have a question.
Yeah, I do, and I'm very glad that I have Mr. Gérard to ask him about the upcoming edition of the Rugby Europe Championship, which starts at the beginning of February. You said that your main focus is not only the qualification for the 2027 Rugby World Cup, but also the improvement and development of the rugby level in Romania. But before that, we have, as I said earlier, the 2024 edition of Rugby Europe Championship, where we will face Poland, Belgium, and of course your old mates, Portugal. What are your objectives specifically for this competition, for next year's Rugby Europe Championship?
I want to play the final against Georgia. I want us to be online in Paris for the final against Georgia, because that means we have to do what we have to do. We have to finish first on the pool. We have to do everything for that. And it's not a mark of disrespect of the other teams, because it's going to be complicated. But it's my personal goal. I'm not here for just finish second in the pool or to not get out of the pool. You know, for me, I want to finish first in the pool to receive a semi-final at home, and after to deserve a final. You go to be you go to make, if you're doing that on the first year, you go to make the people worry again of Romania, because at the moment nobody is worried about us. Nobody. Everybody thinks so we collapse.
In 2025 for the qualification, you want to beat Georgia, because we didn't do that for a long time yet.
I know. It. Remember what I said. I'm a guy who like things different.
I understand. I hope for us to do that, Mr. David. So before we stop, Paul, you have other question if you want?
No. It was the sole question.
Thank you. Mr. David, before we finish, tell me, you will accept external interfering on your work, on your way to do things?
When I go to select the teams?
For everything. For the selection, for the how you prepare the games, or I don't know, for everything.
No. The thing is, when I'm doing the selection of the players, I will speak with the staff, and after we take the decision of the guys, but everything got to be under connection with the staff every time. And after, you know, I know people like to interfering on everything from outside, but I'm very close of this. You know, if I doing a mistake, I want it need to be my mistake, and for that, and I have to take my decision. I'm not meaning I will take 100% of the time the best decision. That means I prefer to doing a mistake and after to learn of that, to somebody take a decision for me, you understand?
Yes, this is what I asked, Mr. David. So now we are preparing to finish, to close the podcast, and I want to thank you so much that you are accepting the
Pleasure.
For me, it's an honor, and I want to say to you, you can count on me, on our podcast, on our site. You will have a friend with us. You can count on us every time that you need us. We'll be there for you. Also, you are here for us, so I tell you, it's a great honor for us to have you here on a special edition with Christmas. So please, I want to let you to have the last word, and also Paul to give him his regard.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for this podcast, and like you see, I'm free to speak easily. I have nothing to hide. But if you have any question more, you know where I am. I will try my best for the nation, and I'm very excited to be in Bucharest the 13th of January.
Paul, if you have to say something to Mr. David.
Yes, specifically, I hope that he will do very well as he did as a forward coach for Portugal, and I'm really looking forward to see Romania playing at the next Rugby World Cup in the style of Portugal in 2023 with a very spectacular rugby. And I really hope that you will do well with the developmental side, because that, for me personally, it is the most important part
it's important.
Our rugby.
It's important too.
Yes, Mr. David. So I want to be honest with you. Before I meet you, before I know you better, I say to the people that are watching us, we have to think about tier 3 because the things are very bad for us. I was very pessimist, but after this discussion, after this podcast, I can say I can dream again. So thank you for that. Thank you for your honesty. You're honest. I'm sorry. So I wish you good luck, and
thank you.
I can say for sure after a game I will give you a message to give a declaration for special for our side, and I wish you good luck. I will be next to you every time that you need me. Thank you guys that you are watching us. Merry Christmas. Give us
Thank you.
luck. Have a nice Christmas, everybody. Bye bye. Merry Christmas.